Hey everybody, if you haven't heard by now, Binance and Syscoin had some issues over the last, 12 or so hours. I woke up and tried to withdraw some Steam and said withdrawals were suspended. I said, well, that's annoying. But if you saw in my other post just now, I opened 330 Steam Monster packs, and to do that, you need to buy a whole bunch of packs. So, I had to get a loan from a friend of mine, and I had to make that work. But so here at Cointelegraph, Marie Hewlett, I don't know, Huile, has a little article here. It's short, so I'll just read it to you. Binance has now resumed services after it announced the suspension of all trading and withdrawals Wednesday, July 3rd. The temporary suspension was due to an alert over irregular Syscoin trades from a number of API users. Binance subsequently chose to suspend trading withdrawals and other account functions, as well as to take a series of further measures in order to protect its users. Syscoin, for its part, notified the public in a tweet yesterday that its developers were investigating a possible issue on the Syscoin blockchain, saying that it itself asked for exchanges to halt trading while its team investigated. It later tweeted that, notwithstanding odd trading behavior and atypical blockchain activity, its investigation suggests that Sys blockchain was safe, and said it was asking exchanges to reopen Sys trading. While exact details remain undisclosed, the incident appears to have seen Syscoin trades on Binance rocket for over 80% of the token's total trade volumes, becoming the top traded coin on the Binance platform. Binance trading data indicates that at one point, Sys prices on the platform hit a staggering 96 Bitcoin, or around $640,000. And here's a chart. You can see that they went from nothing to 96. Went from 0.000003850 up to 96.05, which is a crazy jump. In response to the alert, Binance acted to remove all existing API keys and has requested all API users to recreate their API keys, stressing that customers who are not regular API users should not create an API key for the time being. The exchange also says that it has rolled back all the irregular trades and offers anyone who was negatively affected by trading during the rising Sys prices a zero-fee trading regime from July 5th through July 14th. All other Binance users will be given a 70% rebate on trading fees throughout the same period, paid out in the platform's native token, Binance Coin. Lastly, the incident has prompted Binance to create a secure asset fund for users, which, as of July 14th, will allocate 10% of all trading fees received into the fund to offer protection to users and their funds in extreme cases. Binance says that it will use segregated cold wallet storage for all its Seifu funds. According to CoinMicroCap, Binance is currently the largest crypto exchange in the world, with around $1.5 billion in trade volume in 24 hours to press time. And that's it. So, a couple things to take note of. Let's go back. So, clearly something was under attack or trying to be hacked or whatever through the API system of Syscoin. I don't know anything about Syscoin. It's the first time I'm hearing of it. I don't pay too much attention to the very small altcoins. So clearly they have some issues to work out. What's really interesting here is that a couple things. So one, Binance is rolling back the trades. So, because it's on an exchange and Binance locked down the platform, which was the right thing to do, I think, the funds were still on the platform. So they were able to actually do that, where they could go back and roll back the trades, because when you do a trade on an exchange, you're not really doing an on-chain transaction, in most cases anyways. So, because it's off-chain and it's just in an accounting ledger on Binance, then they have that ability. So that's something to keep in mind for people who keep their money on exchanges. So even if you do, trade one thing for another and then for another over a course of a long period of time, as long as everything remains on that same exchange, you are at risk for issues like this. I mean, Binance isn't doing anything malicious here, but that's not to say that somebody else on a different exchange or Binance might change their minds in the future. So you should always know that that's a risk with keeping funds on exchanges. Personally, I have a little bit of funds on exchanges doing margin lending. But it's it's an amount I'm willing to lose should it come down to it, even though I don't think that will happen. The other thing that's really interesting, and I think is something that all exchanges should do, is taking a part of their profit, setting it aside as an internal insurance fund. I've talked about insurance before, and I think it is one of the most underappreciated assets to have in the crypto space, whether you're an exchange or whether you're operating some sort of other project. It's not that hard. It should be done because you want to safeguard users in case some kind of malicious thing happens. Now, most blockchains are pretty thoroughly vetted, but even Bitcoin, Core can and has in the past come under 51% attacks. So, these are real things we have to be concerned about. Every other financial institution in the world has insurance of various kinds to protect their users against problems. So, Binance is slowly opening up the different currencies for deposit and for withdrawal. I'm hoping Steem will be released pretty soon, and yeah, I think they did the right thing. They did it in a timely manner, which is great. Just be aware that rolling back transactions on exchange is possible because you haven't done an actual on-chain transaction. So hope that helps.